Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is a video that some of you have been waiting for, and I've had a lot of interest in this topic, and that is how I was able to create a really attractive art fair display tent for a budget of around $300. And if you're anything like me, you've been doing art for years and years. It's my passion. I love it so much. And I was looking at the guest room walk-in closet that was completely packed to the brim with paintings that I've done over the years. And I started kind of thinking about ways that I could try to sell them in a short amount of time. And that's where the art fair, a festival idea came from. So I started doing a lot of research on that and quickly learned that those really nice tents with the pro panel displays that make it look like a little art gallery, very professional setups, those are around $2,000 to $3,000 investments. And for someone like me who, I don't even know if I would like doing art fairs. I didn't know if my art would sell. I wasn't really even sure. I wasn't really ready to make that kind of an investment. I started researching ways that I could display my art very attractively for around $300. So I'm going to share with you my tips of how I did it. And I'm going to do some follow-up videos on things I wish I would have known ahead of time or done differently, as well as my pricing strategy. So be sure to subscribe if you want to learn more about that. So let's get into it. So here are just a few photos of my art display, and I tried to do this video on site at the festival because it would be easier to sort of walk around and show you how I did everything, but they had a band playing, so it was very hard for me to be able to say anything without that music in the background. So hopefully this will still give you the idea of how I did it. So let's start with some of the freebies that I had, which I did not count into the $300. So before I get too far into this, I will say that I'm putting links in the description below to all the products that I used, so it's easy for you to order what you need. Let's start with what I got as freebies. So the tent I luckily already had on hand. It's just a basic tailgate tent or beach tent that you would use. It's a little less structurally sound than some of the big tents that you would see at an art fair, but it definitely worked. What you do want to be mindful of when you're ordering your tent is that most of these art fairs will require you to have a white tent. So you'll probably want to order white just to match the theme of the event. I also had the tables on hand. So I had one 6-foot table in the front that I used to display some jewelry and some prints, as well as some other decor. And then in the back, I had a 4-foot table that I used as sort of a checkout table with a cash box and what have you that I could put my personal belongings on. So I already had those on hand, but I will put some links in the description to some options for you if you don't happen to have those. Another idea is just to check with neighbors or friends and family and see if you can borrow a table or two for a day or a weekend. Shouldn't be a problem to find those for free. I did not, however, have tablecloths, so I found those on Amazon. I got 2 tablecloths for about $20 total. So another freebie that I got was that my neighbor was giving away or putting out to junk an entire closet system of those white wire closet shelving units. And so I took some pieces from that, 2 pieces that matched, and spray painted them black. And then I zip tied those to the front of my booth, as you'll see here, from the top and the sides. So that was another easy way for me to display some art on the front that I added last minute that was a freebie. Another requirement that the art festival will likely have is that you need to weight down the legs of your tent. I didn't have any weights on hand, so I had to buy those. And what I did was buy the bags to hold the weights off of Amazon. That cost me about $27. And then in terms of putting weights inside, I just used some old brick pavers that I had in my garage, and I stacked them up so that I could meet the requirements of having 30 pounds of weight in each side of my tent. So I knew that I needed some walls for my tent so that I could have a nice backdrop for the art, as well as to protect from the elements and from leaving all of this set up overnight. You probably needed it fully enclosed. So I bought 4 of these sunshade walls off of Amazon. That cost me a total of $92. They're really easy to install. They zip together on the sides, as well as on the top. They sort of Velcro to the top bar. And in addition to that, I used some lightweight safety chain. It's kind of made of plastic. As you can see here, it's black that matches the background. And it comes with some little hooks that you can attach to the top that you would be able to hang the artwork from. And so I bought a huge roll of that for about $41. And that really was all I needed to display all of my art. Now you will probably need some of these spring clamps that you'll see here with the orange. Those are really helpful to roll up the tent background so that you can get some air movement in there. Particularly I'm in Florida and it was a very warm day, so needed some air flowing through, and it also helps with keeping the sides a little more sturdy in the wind. I also use these to clamp the sides from the outside after I zipped the walls together, just to make it a little tighter and a little cleaner looking. So I made sure that all of my artwork was wired and ready for hanging before the show. And then I used these S hooks, as you can see here, to sort of line those up with the chains on the back wall so that it was sturdy, and I used as many hooks as I needed to make sure that those pictures were not going to go anywhere. I used about 2 packs of these that I got on Amazon, and they were about $16 total. Now I wanted to give it sort of a interior feeling, so I added a pendant light. As you can see here, it's battery operated, and that was about $20, but it didn't really help with the lighting, which I had hoped it would, but it did give it really a nice ambiance. It made it feel like you were walking into an actual room. And then I added some little elements like some wire baskets that I already had on hand in order just to hold my prints, and then some decor like faux flowers, as you can see here, that was stolen from my house for a weekend. I wanted to offer some prints, so I did purchase this stand off of Amazon that was easy to move around as I needed to keep it out of the sun throughout the day, and that was about $60. So I needed a way to display the price tags of each piece on the chains. So I got these off of Amazon. They were actually meant to be place cards, I believe, for like a dining setting. And then I printed just a regular mailing label. I printed the name of each piece as well as the price, and then attached it to the black cards. And then I bought these tiny little clothespins that were able to clip from the chain onto the price tag. So that's it. That's pretty much how I did the setup, but please, if you have any other questions or want to know how I did anything else specifically, please ask it in the comments. Or if you've had different ways to display your art and you've tried this too, please put your thoughts and tips into the comments so that we can all be learning from each other. All in all, I would just encourage you to try it out, see how it works. I was able to sell enough art and prints and jewelry to make it all worthwhile to pay for both the booth investment as well as the space that you are required to pay when you're doing the art festival. Well, stay tuned for more tips about things that I wish I had known, ways to maximize sales and talk to people about your art, as well as how to price things, and some upcoming videos. See you again soon.